Every athlete dreams of winning an Olympic medal. It's no different for me. I would love to be up there, stood there on the podium one day at an Olympic Games. The decision I had was, do I want to represent Ireland or do I want to carry on representing Great Britain? I knew that was probably going to be my last dive for England. I'd made my decision, but I was going to switch nations by that point. In January time, 2012, I actually had a bit of an abdominal injury, which going into the Olympic year wasn't very ideal. So unfortunately, because of the injury, I wasn't able to compete at the GB Cup. I had no international competitions that year either, so my first event back was actually the Olympic trials. I actually had the competition of my life and I came away with a silver medal. And there was 2 spots available. Unfortunately, they decided not to take me for the Olympics, which was heartbreaking. You dream about it as a kid, and I remember going on holiday. We had the opening ceremony on for a few minutes and I just couldn't watch it anymore. 2013 actually was a great year. I got my British title back and I was taken to a few other events. Unfortunately, I wasn't taken to the World Championships again, so I felt like decisions weren't going my way. I remember going into the Commonwealth Games trials. I was so scared. I thought this is either make it or break it. I'd actually got the highest score I ever had on a single dive. I went 95 points. It came down to the last dive and I was winning the competition by a long way, and I actually messed up my last dive. I dropped down to second, and luckily though, I was 4 points over and I got the points for the Commonwealth Games, so I was allowed to go. I was taken to the Commonwealth Games. I went into the Commonwealth Games with a lot of things going on around me. My diving was going great. I was in the form of my life. I was entered to do 2 events, the 1 metre, which I think is my best board, and the 3 metre, which is the Olympic board. There was 4 of us up for selection for the 1 metre, and there was only 3 spots available, and they decided not to select me. So that was 4 days before the event, which was heartbreaking. It's my best event. It's the event I thought I could go out there and get a gold medal on. So to be taken off it was an extremely tough decision. My family had bought tickets for that event, and so with all those different things going on around me, the most important thing was to focus, narrow down on the event I did have left. Came down to the last dive again, and I was in a medal position. Everything I'd worked for since 2012 was right there on that one dive. I've done plenty of competitions, and I've been very nervous in the past. And this dive, I was shaking. And it was the same dive again that I'd messed up in the 2 previous competitions. And this was a dive to get me a medal at the Commonwealth Games. I did the dive and I came out. I knew I wasn't safe. It came down to what other people did as well, but I was in a good position. And then it came up on the scoreboard and I was still in the medal position. I got my bronze medal in the end. By that stage though, I was having serious thoughts about where I wanted to take my career. I knew that was probably going to be my last dive for England or Great Britain. I'd made my decision in my head that I was gonna switch nations by that point. I was born in a place called Harrogate in North Yorkshire in the UK, a very small town. I have 1 older brother and 2 younger sisters, and all of us are extremely sporty. So there's a lot of competition going on in the household. I had quite bad dyslexia, so education-wise, I always felt like I was a bit behind everyone else. Luckily for me though, I excelled in something else, and that was sport, and diving it was. My training schedule was crazy. Sometimes training in the morning, then going to school, training again in the evening. Diving helped me kind of structure my life. When I was 15, I had my first major national success, and I became the men's British champion on the springboard event. That was when I really started to take off. And when I was 17, I was selected to go to the Commonwealth Games in Delhi. And that was my very first ever major international event. That really sparked my passion for the sport. I was so scared. I remember standing on that diving board, my hands shaking. I had TV cameras this side. There was 5,000 people. My family were watching. Luckily I got through that event and I had probably one of my best ever performances up until then. Seeing my idols and being on the same team as them really all made it that extra bit special, and it kind of made me want to go on and achieve more. I'm in a very unique position where my nan was born in Ireland, A place called Spike Island, which is actually a prison island. My great-granddad was stationed in the army and he met my great-nan in Ireland, and they moved back to the UK when World War II broke out. So through that connection, I had the option of competing for either the UK or through Ireland. I'd made my decision in my head that I was gonna switch nations by that point. It was a big decision, first of all, changing nations. Also, part of that meant I had to live in Ireland for a year, and I really wanted to do it properly to kind of immerse myself in kind of everything Irish. I do miss my family a lot, and friends and everyone else. Having said that though, I'm making new friends over here, and it's part of life as well. You move on and you have to go explore. I'm lucky that I can do that and also dive at the same time. So it's a very big learning experience, but one I've absolutely loved for the past year, and I hope to continue for many years to come. I'm very lucky to have a coach who came over with me. It was my coach in Harrogate and then in Southend, and then we both moved over to Dublin together. Damo, wow. He's been my coach for a long time now. He's a great guy. He motivates me a lot. We have a very good working relationship. We have our moody moments, our very happy moments. We've been through them all, and we've been through them over a number of years now. The Olympics will be a special moment for both of us, so it'd be great to share it with him.
I've known Ollie for about 16 years now. I started a very long time ago when a little 6 or 7-year-old boy walked onto the poolside into his first diving lesson. You could tell straight away, you know, that he's going to be a talented young athlete. You know, he stood out like a racehorse in a pack of donkeys, if you like. So it was very exciting as a coach to actually to see talent like that walk through your doors.
The Irish Open for me is a very important competition in my calendar. It would be the first competition I'm going to be diving in where I'm actually able to represent Ireland.
Ollie is a great diver. I've known Ollie since he was, well, since I first went on to a training camp, which must have been when I was about 10 years old. So we've known each other from the very beginning, and he is a great diver. He's a powerful diver, very quick, and you know, I really hope that he can do extremely well in the World Cup in Rio to qualify a spot for the Olympics, because I know he can do it. He just has to, you know, remain steady and keep doing what he's doing, because a performance like he did today would definitely get him there or thereabouts. So just have to, you know, keep working hard. And I know he's had an injury, so he'll come out the other side of it and he'll be good.
It was good having Tom Daly here, current world gold medalist and Olympic medalist, so the standard was very, very high. I used to dive with him when I was on the British team, so a nice bit of competition as well, as I'm now representing Ireland. Going into the event, he beat me on the 3-metre springboard. It really was just sharpness. At my point, after the injury, it was hard to kind of get back with the sharpness, but I got there, and as the weekend progressed and going into the 1 metre, the sharpness kind of came back, and his main event's the platform, whereas mine's the springboard, and so on the 1 metre I came into my own, and I managed to come away with a gold medal. I've had a lot of support over the years from family, friends, coaches, all the way down to school teachers. And that really does motivate me a lot, that people are willing to put their time into me. Swim Ireland, the national governing body, the Olympic Council of Ireland, especially when I transferred countries, just how they accepted me and were willing to invest in me. That really does motivate me, and that's why I'd like to give back to that, and hopefully the results I get will give back to those people who have helped me out. And for me, it's a journey for a lot of people, so it really is a team effort. And although I'm the one stood on the diving board, it really is a huge effort from a lot of people to get me to even just stand onto that diving board. I am Oliver Dingley, an international Irish diver who will hopefully be the first Irish diver competing at the Olympic Games in 68 years. And so you're all more than welcome to join me on my road to Rio.